You never know the stuff we're talking about before we start this show.
It's so great that some of this stuff is not recorded.
Yeah, it's probably better actually that way.
Inadmissible in court.
Let's make them think about it. It was
That's
good.
good stuff.
Sure,
All right.
it's
to be there.
quote, not recorded.
Yeah. Oh, great. Jim's getting all this, and keeping records just to mess with me down the road. All right. Welcome to the Ales and Tales podcast, where you never know what we're going to say. We don't even know what we're going to say. We are going to be recording a bunch of reviews on a different beer today. It's going to be Leinenkugel's Summer Shandy, or Leinenkugels. I don't know. I'm assuming I'm pronouncing it right, and if I'm not, I don't care because it sounds the best.
What's the background? I feel like you could come with like an Irish accent. Hey,
Leinenkugels, hey.
Yeah.
It's German, isn't it?
Or Dutch, maybe?
It's German, so it's going to be Leinenkugels.
That's
angry.
better. That's a lot better.
That's right. So first off, check us out if you have not on YouTube. If you're listening, you can check us out on YouTube. We are youtube.com/@the-Ales-and-Tales-podcast.
Or if they just go to the Ales and Tales podcast, I think everything's linked there, right?
Not that.
Oh, okay.
So not the video. All the different podcast things that you're on, you can get that if you want to check them out. So,
we're working on it. And you know how we work on it better is with funding. So if you want to sponsor the show, that would be wonderful. And we can make it a much better experience for you.
Indeed.
Promise?
Hopefully over time we'll get to do that. So you can also check us out on all the different podcast versions through www.thealesandtalespodcast.com, which will get you to the link that has all that. All right. So we had a little bit of technical difficulties, which is all good. I'm technically difficult all the time. And I told him he can't use the sound anymore.
What?
What, the sound?
Bring the sound back.
This one is the one you're talking about?
Yeah, you're not allowed to use that.
Don't do that.
Well, when you
when
have
you do
control of the sound effects, you can certainly make that decision.
Yeah, when you can do this, you can.
He's just pulled the card, which he knows he can, which is, I don't understand any of that whatsoever behind him. There's so many buttons and so much stuff going on.
This
That's
like
right. Yeah.
looks like a DJ's DJ.
Hey, that's
So
for
what
when
is
we
it?
read the reviews or when we reread.
That's right. I kept on firing off these beds. Okay, I'll save it for later.
It's so stupid. I love it. All right, so today, since we are entering spring and heading towards summer, I figured something refreshing that everybody would probably be able to find. So we're going to give this Leinenkugels a shot.
Yeah.
It is the Summer Shandy. It is a Weiss beer. I feel like I should have that German accent.
Get the German out.
With natural lemonade flavor. Oh, so very nice.
I feel like I need to give my papers when I drink this.
You may have the beer when you give me the papers.
Papers, please.
All right, so 4.2% alcohol by volume. It is typically, when you think of a summer shandy, shandies are normally, it's not very alcohol heavy. Like if you look at it, so a shandy is an actual fruit juice with a beer, and there's like rattlers and things like that and shandies. And I figured there'd be a lot less alcohol in that, but 4.2 isn't bad for what this is.
I was studying abroad in Vienna, and I had a guy who was telling me about that, and very broken English, and he goes, like when you bike, you can drink these, you don't fall over. It's like they cut it.
One way to describe it, I guess.
Yeah, I was like, oh, you're drinking a lot of it.
That's actually, I think the definition of rattler is what that is the ability to drink it and continue on the bicycle or something like that. So
that makes sense.
Makes sense.
And the label is pretty cool. It's got like a little boat on the
Somebody
lake.
water skiing.
Yeah,
It looks like. Yeah.
This kind of reminds me what the boat driver would drink. Just nice little flavor.
Yep.
And hopefully not too heavy, not too many of them.
Right.
Up for the camera. See the.
So yeah,
it's
yellow.
like a nice lake. Looks like it's a throwback to, I don't know, the 60s or 50s or something.
It's a very vintagey label.
They got some German style font for the Leinenkugels.
Yeah.
Or I'm setting you up here. Or the
Leinenkugels.
Yes.
Leinenkugels.
You're just so much better at it than I am.
The The website says, the website says for close to 155 years, we've stayed true to Jacob Leinenkugel's vision for combining the German brewing traditions of his homeland with the innovative spirit of his new home in Wisconsin. Where was his old home? I'm assuming Germany. Today, you'll find that spirit alive and well inside our wide range of German-inspired beers. Go figure. From Shandies to IPAs, Weiss to Box, Spritzens, I don't know what a Spritzen is, to Helles. We've got a beer to flavor any moment. The Leine's Lodge is the central hub of all happenings and get-togethers for Leine's drinkers. Apparently, they like to be called Leine's. It's located directly across the river from the brewery in Chippewa Falls, Wisconsin.
Heavy German population up there.
Yes, it is. I was about to say that. You got it. So come stop by and sample new beers, shop beer gear, and see 155 years of brewing history. So it says they've got 323,000 plus brew mixes, 105,000 plus guests at the Leine Lodge. I don't know, I have trouble saying Leine without it sounding goofy to me. And 16,798 paws on the patio. So, all right, there you go.
There you go. See what it looks like? I got it holding up to the camera.
Oh, it's already been poured, man. I'm not even paying attention. I'm lacking. It looks like lemonade. Go figure.
Yeah, it's got that.
Well, I mean, a very cloudy version of lemonade.
Well,
yeah.
You could tell. You definitely tell it's a beer.
Yeah.
that's a plus. The head sticks around. It's not going away. Very fine.
People always enjoy head that sticks around.
Yeah, lots of good head.
Yeah.
All right. Very, very lemony smell.
Yes. Citrusy
That's nice.
for sure.
That's what we're diving in here. A lemon.
Yeah.
You're just
right.
cannonballing into that lake.
First off, if you're going to think of something refreshing, citrus is the way to go, right?
Typically.
Lemonade, of course, is that hot summer drink, which I've never understood. Lemonade is not refreshing to me for some reason.
That and milk.
Milk,
Really?
not refreshing. Yeah.
Yeah, milk's not
Beer is refreshing to me.
Yeah,
Certain beers.
but it almost, we didn't taste it. We're not tasting it yet. We're just doing smells.
Smells. Sniff test.
Yeah.
Do you get anything else besides lemon?
I'm so bad at this part. Smell lemon. I smell citrus, sour stuff.
It's pretty much just lemon.
Yeah.
I don't get beer smell at all.
Yeah,
no
no.
beer nose.
Not that aroma.
I get a little bit of it.
It's very, very lemonade-y.
It doesn't smell alcohol-y. Right?
Nope. All right, we go on to the next. Let's go ahead and see what it tastes like.
Sip. See, I'm just ahead of you on that one.
Not as tangy as I anticipated.
That's very light.
It's got the
It's very light.
perfect amount of like sweet / sour. It's
Yeah.
like it's nice and mellow. It's like soft jazz. You know, it's just
There you go.
making that elevator ride.
Yeah.
smooth.
So there it is. There it is. You missed it earlier. It is very, very light, very refreshing.
It is the
Welcome to Late Night Jazz.
embodiment of this particular music. If this music was a beer, it would be this beer.
Look, kids, if you want to start a lemonade stand and actually make some good profit, sell this. And all the adults would be like, yeah, I'm down with that. This is good.
That's some really good lemonade.
Listen, kids, drugs and alcohol.
That's right.
It's almost like a lemonade if it had a little bit of salt in it. That's really what it tastes like.
Kind of reminds me of Arnold Palmer for some reason.
Ah,
Do
yeah.
you guys get the hint of that? Like a
Little
little
bit.
bit of that tea
A little
flavor.
bit, I got a tea in there.
A little bit of lemonade, making some magic when you put them together.
Yeah. You're a golfer, aren't you?
You know, I swing at clubs. I wouldn't say I'm good.
Well, that's the problem. You're supposed to swing at the balls, not the glove.
Yeah. Yeah. When you say it like that, it makes sense now. I get it.
Is it part of the rules in golf that you have to hit it with the club, or can you just throw the ball?
I think it's just I think you get like stroke reductions, but
If you throw the ball?
if you get a hole in one, I mean, there's
nothing wrong with throwing the ball. You're not going to throw the ball as far as you can hit it with a club, you know?
Oh, that could work if you got a really good arm. I'd be far better if I were to throw it than if I were to hit the ball with the club, because that's not my thing.
If I had my own golf course, that would be part of the rules. You know, it would be like, incorporating power corners in chess, which my son doesn't like. He doesn't like my power corner rule.
Power corners.
Yeah. You get into the corner, I could just take out your guy. Yeah.
So
It's my rule.
I was going to say, it's not an official chess rule.
No, it's not. You just how's your
Power
kid?
corners.
He's 14 and he taught me how to play chess.
Oh, I thought
so
you were
whenever
saying like 3.
every
So, like, I'm
every
just
time
making
he
up rules.
kicks my butt, He really does kick my ass at the game every single time. I'm like, I love playing with you, buddy, but I don't know why you're playing with me because it's not a challenge for you whatsoever. He's amazing at it. He thinks like 6 moves ahead.
Well, he was the like working on the championship for Rubik's cubes, right?
Yeah.
What was his fastest time?
It was under a minute.
That's crazy.
Solving it with 7 shifts out. So if you take a Rubik's cube and it's in its solidified fashion, you do 6 or 7 shifts, and it's pretty good. It's considered, I guess, decently scrambled at that point.
I learned how to do that in high school.
Yeah.
Did you?
There's algorithms
That was really
for
cool.
it. Yeah.
My goal is to solve it in one lifetime. It's just not. That's for some reason that ain't my thing.
There are people that there's an algorithm to it, and that's what they do.
You know what you can do is you can take it apart,
Yeah.
break it a little bit, and then
That's the engineering side of me. That's what eventually I'd be like, screw this, pop, and start.
Take the stickers off or
like
something.
I worked all day at this, and I got it. Look what I did.
It's funny because other puzzles, when I was growing up, I had a neighbor behind us. It was a great guy, a great older gentleman, and he did a lot of woodworking, and he would make all kinds of crazy wood custom fitting puzzles and stuff, and he'd bring them over, and I could solve those things left and right. And we got a Rubik's Cube, and basically it was like my nemesis. That just wasn't me. Like I can solve all kinds of other puzzles, but that thing is not for me.
You got to cheat the system. You just got to learn how to do it. It's not that hard, but it takes some effort.
You didn't think to just go to YouTube and figure it out?
Didn't have YouTube back then.
Oh.
I try to just stare at the sun. It'll come to me here.
Just stare at the sun.
Yeah.
Well, then all the colors are the same and it won't matter.
Exactly.
Oh, look, I already solved it.
Yeah, look at that. I got it. And everyone just looks at you funny.
Oh, I do want to bring this up on record. We talked a little bit about it before. I think Jim, I don't know if you were on. Okay, I am very, very impressed, Reed, with you showing up for the recording. So I never even introduced everybody today, but I think everybody's listening will know at this point in time. So we got Reed Searcy as our guest reviewer. We got Jim McCarthy behind the microphone. But Reed,
We're all behind microphones, actually.
behind the other stuff, all
The main
other
stuff. I'm running
stuff.
the show here.
Yes.
Yeah.
So Reed giving me a call. I'm at the house and I get a phone call. I'm like, "Hey, Reed, what's going on?" He goes, "Hey, is the studio? Is this what it looks like?" I'm like, "Yeah." He goes, "I'm here," and I'm like, "What?"
You're early.
I'm like, "Why are you there?"
I
He's
just like to scope out the area. I get real nervous.
I was like, "You're 2 hours early." I was like, "This is a man who is ready to drink some damn beer."
I get real nervous. I like to see the surroundings, and
I need to get my creeper on.
I'm just a counter guy. If it's in the calendar, it's happening. And if
And
not,
it's funny because our camera probably picked you up.
He's like, "Why is there some dude
wait.
walking
There's a
around?"
person.
I had a couple cups of coffee and like hydrated, energized, ready to drink some beer. So.
There you go. So I admire your readiness to drink beer. man.
I will say 8 a.m. to drink beer. I was like, okay, yeah, let's do it.
Been here before.
Let's do it. It's kind of like a golf scramble, or when you're on water. I mean, there's just like an airport beer. Like time does not matter.
It really doesn't. Yeah, that's so true. Yeah. I'm on a boat. Yeah, but it's 9:30.
I took a 6 a.m. flight to like Ireland one time, and I saw these guys. They had it was at 5 in the morning, and they had already had a table of 5 guys. They'd all had 5 beers at 5 a.m. I guess they just stayed up all night drinking.
That's how you sleep right through the rest of the trip, man. Just
yeah. But they're headed to Ireland, so they're doing it right.
fitting the stereotype.
Yeah, stereotypes are there for a reason. You'd be amazed.
Indeed.
Really wanting a hot dog with mustard.
Is that what you want?
Yeah.
I want a boat. I think that's what this beer makes.
Yeah,
me
what
want
would
a
this
boat.
pair well with? A boat.
Yeah,
A boat on a lake. It's not necessarily like a.
it's not an ocean boat.
Sit on.
It's not an ocean boat. This
Yeah.
is like
I
a-
disagree.
It's like a
It's a
wakeboard
lake.
boat.
It's a lake like what they're showing on.
Yeah, it's good branding.
The idyllic, iconic look of somebody. And it's funny because looking at the picture, those are really rough waves. That's not water skiing. Water right there.
Well, if it's Wisconsin, that makes sense because Lake Michigan gets crazy.
That's what I was gonna say. This is like a Lake Michigan lake.
Think so?
Yeah. Well, that's the lake that they'd be right against.
It's and I don't know if that's a caricature kind of artist rendering or it looks almost like an actual photograph.
I've never been to
think
Lake
it's-
Michigan, but
It's big.
It looks
This
like the
speaks to
ocean.
me like Lake Michigan.
Those lakes get really rough.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah.
Especially
They're
the
big
wind
bodies of
coming
water.
across that thing, man. Depending upon what side you're on, it gets crazy.
It'll whip you.
Now, we never had to deal with lake effect snows up in Connecticut where I grew up, but I know it was
Close
a
to Delaware?
huge. It was north of Delaware. But, you know, Buffalo and all those cities always had the lake effect snows. I got my first taste of that this time last year in Cleveland area. We had to go do a lighting job for an old time pottery up there, big store. So it took about 7 or 8 days for my whole crew to change out the lights in the store. Part of the project, we were supposed to change out the parking lot pole lights, which at the end of March with lake effect snow, I mean, it was every day was a blizzard at the end of March. Something
Not
I'm
so
not
good.
used to in some 20 some odd years because we used to get that all the time in Connecticut. But getting up on a 50 to 60 foot lift with the wind,
And yeah, you're sitting there rocking.
hell to the no.
You're like a metronome.
Yeah. Oh, and the funny thing is, you're rocking, and so is the
The
pole.
pole, you have to match up.
Oh, yeah.
You got to find the right resonance so you're all at the same wavelength.
So we ended up coming back and doing the pole light part of the job in late April of last year. Much better, you know, much warmer, and you know.
Yeah, I'm just a wuss when it comes to cold weather. It's just not my jam.
Where do you grow up here though? Right?
Yeah, I grew up here in Nashville.
Yeah.
And it gets cold, you know, but it's because it's really annoying though, because I feel like 30 degrees with snow is better
Yeah.
than like 33 degrees in rain, which typically happens. I don't know what it is.
Oh, here it does. Yeah.
Whenever you're in Nashville and like it's gonna get snow, and no, it's 33 degrees and just raining.
Just cold as crap and wet and damp. It's no fun. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have a limit on my snow intake. It's about 3 days.
I see. I would 3 days would be great. 3 days, and that's what we get. You know, like in Nashville,
That's perfect.
We get like
Just
two
a
or-
taste.
2 or 3 good snows. You know, a lot of questionable calls where these lucky kids they'll be like, school's canceled, and you're like, it just rained.
Yeah.
Dude, that's the thing that cracks me up is, and I've grown up, so I was born in North Carolina. All my family's from up north.
Oh, so you guys are the hilly. You know, you guys really did need to cancel school.
No, not
No?
well up north, yes, because you get like snow to
Yeah.
the chin.
Well,
and in North Carolina they would cancel. Funny story. I don't know if I've mentioned this before, but it's pretty funny. So for my driving test, when I was doing the whole driving school thing at the high school posted it. Our car, they had 3 brand new Pontiac Grand Ams and 1 Chevy Citation, which was old as shit.
Yeah.
It was an old station wagon with the wood trim on the side. It just beat up. We got the Citation, of course. I got the the short straw basically. So it was me and 2 other students and then the driver. And again, do you have a cold wind blowing in the background?
It's the wind outside.
That's
yeah.
a real wind.
it's the
Okay, I
front
thought he
door.
was throwing a. I thought that's funny. That's
It's not a sound effect.
I was like,
swear.
wow, that's pretty funny. Put a sound effect on. If you guys can't hear it on the recording, it's pretty funny. There's like a really strong wind blowing.
It's like a little whistle.
I'll put a sound effect in for your story here. Ready? Start telling it. Go ahead.
So we drive way out into the.
It's for the other comments.
All right, so we drive way out into the middle of nowhere, just one way, because we have to keep changing drivers. And we get out, and as we're at the farthest point, it starts snowing, and the driver's ed guy starts freaking out, and I'm like, "What's going on?" He goes, "I don't know how to drive in the snow. I don't know what we're gonna do." And
Buddy.
I'm like 15 and a half, I'm like,
I got this.
dude, are you serious? He's like, yeah. I'm like, I've been driving since I was 8. My dad's been having me drive in the, just move over. So me, the student, I drive us all the way back in the snow back to the high school. And of course, he's nervous as all get out.
Oh, yeah.
So
That's going to be a tough job, though.
Yeah.
I would imagine
mean,
in normal circumstances, because the people that pulled out before us, the girl that was in the car before us, we were in line, to pull out, and she does this full massive ass burnout out into the road, and we were like, oh my God.
She was not a fan of pulling out. Sorry. Come on,
Yeah,
that was
but
perfect.
that was good.
That was perfect. We got a
Yeah.
little racy there, but it was okay.
That was ideal. That fit. So stupid.
You can tell that we're batching these episodes, and we've had quite a few leading up to this one.
Yeah, this is our 15th beer. So Just kidding.
We did do an episode, a recording series, and it was all high gravity. And by the end, we were all like, whoa.
It was all like 10% ABV. Oh my
10,
gosh.
12, 10. It was like a 10, a 12, and a supposed 12, but it was more like 15.
It was like, yeah, baby.
I came on the wrong day.
It was. No, you didn't, because the rest of the day was non-existent.
Still feels like a pretty good day.
So, I mean, it doesn't really have much of not a bad aftertaste.
It's
not
lemons.
It's not one that I would want to drink a lot of. This is like a great afternoon beer. Just like sitting on the porch, something happened, and you just maybe lighting up the smoker or something like that. Mm-hmm. It's like a nice sipper.
I would. This could be the second half of the day for me. Mm-hmm. Like after getting whatever you have to get done and grilling out or whatever else, and just these are the rest of the beers for the rest of the night. Just drink these. I'd be okay with this because it's refreshing and it's light enough that it doesn't feel like it would weigh you down.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
and it's not weighing my tongue down. It's not weighing me down. This is a good light.
Yeah,
just hanging out, doing whatever when it's been warm beer. Oddly enough, I think this would even fit in the winter. Mm-hmm. Because it is that lemon kind of frosty.
Sitting next to a fire.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, in the winter though, I just love that. I just love bourbon. I love that, what they call the Kentucky hug. Mm-hmm. Just that.
So, are you a Scotch fan also?
Not as much. I got a couple Scotches. I'm not as big of on the peat.
Okay, so for me, winter is Scotch season, and summer is bourbon season, and beers in between, because obviously when you finish, being outside and mowing the lawn at night with a cigar, that's the bourbon time. But as far as I'm concerned, like during the day or whatever, beer is the way to go. Scotch is really warming because you get that smokiness and everything else. So I find it a perfect winter. I have trouble with bourbon in the winter and Scotch in the summer.
I don't really know the difference.
Well, you just recently started trying unique beers.
That is true. Never got into the heavy stuff. Although I've been told that I should do whiskey for the voice.
Yeah,
that could work.
Good.
Yeah,
you got that whiskey like voice, tone of voice.
Think so?
Little rasp.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you feel me?
I totally can. That's right.
Oh yeah.
Then he clears his throat.
We got an Amazon truck pulling up the driveway right now.
Oh yeah.
What's he bringing to the door?
Bringing a package.
He's bringing his package.
He's got that package.
That's right.
Oh man, we are not right.
Maybe she's bringing her package.
This is
You never know. With these Amazon drivers these days, it could be a man or
could
a woman.
Be bringing Bud.
What pronouns do they have?
Gender equality.
That's right. Hey, lady, when you turn on that Amazon van, does it return the favor?
Oh, God. For the record, I told him after the two last episodes, don't use that. So I screwed up. It's like telling a child, don't touch that.
He's flexing right now.
Don't touch that. He's like, okay, click, 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 click.
I'm telling you, it's a new shiny toy.
All right. Did we do pairings? What's a pairing? Let's move and what would you? I don't know, man.
I mean, like I said before, I keep on having a hot dog in my mouth and with some mustard. You know, I just keep on that. It's a nice light summery food. Not necessarily a burger with onions and cheese on it, but just a hot dog with mustard. No relish, no sauerkraut, nothing. Just simple.
I've got an odd pairing, but I think it kind of goes back. So one of my favorite things to do is kayaking. I love to go down to the Harpeth, and I think of like being on the water. It's great. I take my dog with me, and I can do real estate stuff. But I'm like, I am occupied for the next 3 hours. I'm sorry. We can show you later. But so I don't get out there much. But I always think of like a pub sub, just like a afternoon snack. Just being on the water, being warm. You get that nice. For me, I get burned every time. It's me and the sun.
Kayaking, and we'll do that too.
I'm Scottish. We don't have a good relationship. So he doesn't like me, and I don't like him. We both appreciate each other, but
it's like vampires when the sun is let in. It's at least for the Scottish, it's when the fog lifts. It's like, what are you doing to me,
Highlander? What you doing?
Shite.
Yeah, it's always been a thing. You know, you think I'd learn, but just about every trip, there's one incident.
That's good for you. Just get that burn in early, and then the rest of it, you just kind of bake it in.
Yeah, that's how I try to think about it, because I got to think positively.
There you go.
So a pup sub? Is that
Pub.
what you said? Pub sub.
Pub.
Yeah, have you ever had a pub sub? Oh, buddy.
Really?
They're great. Fantastic. Walk in there and you like whatever kind of deli meat you want. So you can just do.
Cold cuts.
So yeah, you can get some, throw some ranch on there if you're feeling a little funky.
That makes sense. German cold cuts, whatever. That would go well with us.
Yeah.
You could see this like, again, it's surprising I said hot dog, but a sausage, Wiener Schnitzel, something like that will go very well with this. You could almost, pair this with anything you would eat at the Hofbrauhaus. Yeah. You ever been to the Hofbrauhaus in Vegas? It's awesome. German Schnitzel.
So it's funny because when we went to Germany, we went to a bunch of different beer houses.
During the festival?
No, we just went off season booze, and we went to a few of them, and there was always some kind of shandy, and there's there are a rattler.
Yeah, lots of rattlers over there.
Yeah,
especially in Vienna and like Austria.
Yeah, we were in Austria too, and that was it's good. It's nice and refreshing, especially if you've been walking around the town for half the day or whatever else. Get one of those and just it's refreshing. It's cooling. Get your thing. You get to move on. Get a little. Depending on how many you have, a buzz, because
you might be dancing on the table by the end of the night. Yeah. Who knows?
Some rattlers are only like 2% or 3%.
Yeah, they're pretty light.
I feel like you would have to grow back your curly Q mustache to drink this that you used to have back in the day.
Yes,
you had one of those.
If you go to Mike's Facebook page, I think there's actually an album,
The Mini Mustaches.
The Mustaches of Mike Mercurio.
Yep.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah, I went through a phase of just seeing what all I could do with it, and it was I still would, but you cannot think of a financial advisor with a.
It would make you different.
Yeah, you really got to like stick with it. You got to be like, this is the thing. It's
if you know what you're talking about, who cares what kind of mustache you have? Make me money.
I agree, but typically something that extreme, some people are like,
I don't know.
It's a little standoffish.
If it's a white mustache, it'd probably help.
As I get older,
that's the thing you need. Like most people, they want white hair. Like here's a 20-year-old.
It's
kid.
wisdom. Shows wisdom. That's why I keep the beard. Yeah. My beard is just about all white. It's very salt and peppery.
Yeah, you get some good salt and pepper in there.
Yeah, at some point I'll bring it back. I enjoyed it too much. It's a pain in the ass to deal with because you got to like wax it and keep it right and everything else.
Do you do they like thread it? And I saw people do that. You can kind of thread them now.
No, I haven't seen that.
You can kind of like grow it like a certain way.
Here's the secret for those of you who want to be stupid and grow a giant goofy mustache.
Yeah. Did you ever call them mustachios?
No.
That was like the old 1920s. He's mustachioed.
Mustachio question.
Yeah. Beat it. The dicks are coming. That dame's got some stems.
Some stems. Oh my God.
That's right.
So you use Elmer's children's like the purple glue sticks.
Oh,
Do you eat it first?
Yeah.
It's washable glue sticks.
You know how you were talking about the glue thing? You may have been that kid.
You were probably that kid.
Never ate it.
You have an affinity for paste.
You're putting glue in your mustache.
I was.
Yeah.
And then you dry it, and it ain't moving, man. It's like.
But it's also the flavor saver, so maybe you're kind of licking your lip every now and then and getting a little taste of your childhood.
Making the beer taste a little bit better.
Yeah.
It reminds me of my childhood. Glue.
Disclaimer: do not smell glue.
No, do not. I recommend
only the cool kids do that. You're only cool if you do your pants.
There it is. Okay. So to get us once again back on track, I say pairing grilled chicken sandwich.
Yeah.
Or a rotisserie chicken, because this has
anything grilled, I guess, at this point.
Because this has the lemon in it, it naturally would go well with like a rosemary chicken, like a beer chicken, or a
rosemary chicken.
Do a beer chicken with this. That'd be good.
Every Easter we have Courtney will make Russian eggs. You ever have a Russian egg?
They taste like
Scotch
regular
eggs.
It's Scotch, but I think we call it Russian. It's where you hard boil an egg. You take it, you cut it in half, you take the yolk out, you put some
food dye?
No, you put not like
heroin, cocaine,
the robust mustard,
dog poop,
spicy mustard,
spicy mustard.
I was way
in
off.
The bottom with some vinegar.
You were close though. You were going to get there. I could feel it.
You put some vinegar and mustard inside the hole where the yolk was, and then you put the yolk back on top of it, on top of the vinegar and the mustard, and then pop it in your mouth. That's a Russian egg.
Gosh, that sounds like all of the things that I do not like.
It's really
that
good.
would be good with this.
It's really
that
good.
immediately appeals to me.
I really like mustard. I use it a lot in when I'm smoking meats because it cooks out.
Yeah.
That's what I do it for.
But we also have rye bread with mustard on it and sausage of some sort, German sausage. I can't remember.
I'm not a hard-boiled egg guy. I'm not a mustard guy. So, you know.
Have you had Scotch eggs?
Which is Scotch egg.
What's Scott's eggs?
Okay, whole different ballgame.
Okay.
Hard boiled egg.
Off to a rough start.
You first layer it in sausage patty,
Okay.
so
Getting
it's
better.
now surrounded in sausage patty, and then you deep fry it. It's good.
Yeah. I would try that. Probably wouldn't like it, but I'll try it.
It's like breakfast all in one. The only thing you need is just to like pour syrup over it, and you got literally like your entire breakfast.
It's the hard boiled egg that's not doing it for you?
Yeah, it's never been a thing.
You like
And
eggs?
If you try it with the vinegar and the mustard, I think you'll have a different
You see,
take
we're
on
just
it.
adding another thing that's not
Not a vinegar and
Is it
mustard.
the vinegar? Have you ever had French fries with vinegar?
Yeah, they're horrible.
Oh, dude, not at all.
You know you're from up north.
You know,
But that's the thing is like Ocean City had a place that had they had a line up and down the boardwalk in Ocean City. It was a French fry place, and that was their thing. It was a certain kind of fries that they would make, and they would serve it with vinegar.
Normally skin on big wedge, like
No, it wasn't
square
even that
cuts.
big. Not steak fries or anything. It was just standard, regular fries that they made right there, but it was unbelievably delicious with vinegar.
I guess people do different things. You know, like the Swedes, they like was it mayo? They like mayo on their fries.
A lot of dairy.
Yep.
It's kinda
That's
odd.
actually how I like my fries.
It's pretty
Mayo?
good.
Yeah, I can see that.
You wouldn't think it, but it's a lot better than mustard.
My late night snack, and when I was much younger, when I was 18 or 19 and my vascular system could handle it, was French fries. I guess you call it poutine.
Yeah.
You know, and it's French fries with gravy and cheese and a large chocolate milkshake at 3 a.m.
Beef gravy.
Yes, beef
and
gravy.
cheese.
It's got to be
cheese
beef gravy.
curds. If it's done right.
They would just make it and bake it with American cheese slices. It was delicious.
No.
Oh my gosh. We went back to Connecticut and went to a diner. You ever been to a Northeastern diner, New York diner, or anything like that?
Yeah.
Oh, they're amazing. There's something about the food that they make is just unbelievably good. And diners were where you would get the best French fries with gravy and cheese.
So that's like the Americanization of the official poutine, which is supposed to be like a beef gravy with beef bits in it, like brisket bits or whatnot. Beef gravy and cheese curds melted all in and put on the fries.
Yeah.
Oh, man, it's
Amazing.
now I'm hungry.
And
And this
people
would
thought-
go well with that too. I think at this
I
point
think it
this
would go very well with
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. This has been a solid guy.
I mean, I think, that would go very well, but it wouldn't, like, we're not at the point where I think anything would go well with it because I don't think fried chicken would go well with it.
Wouldn't be my first choice. Grilled
No.
would, fried no.
Grilled with, because it's light.
Yeah.
Grilled chicken is light. You can have lettuce and tomato, maybe a little smatter of mayonnaise on the bun.
It's the anything outdoors. That's what it is. The grilled versus the fried. Fried's indoors. That grilled. This is just an outdoorsy beer.
This just makes me think of like summer nights. You know?
I
and
feel
the
wrong drinking it inside.
radio
Yeah.
makes me think of that Van Halen song, Summer Nights.
All right. So rating. What do we got?
What's our rating scale? This
How many water skiers?
time? Ooh, yeah.
See.
That's a good one.
All right. If you were to slice up a lemon into 4 wedges, this is all 4 wedges.
Oh.
Oh, so we're going by lemon wedges. Nice.
That's what I'm doing. You choose your own. Choose your own rating system.
I like boats. I think I'm going to stick with boats.
Yeah.
Is this the
Or lake houses.
rowboat or is this the
This is
Yacht.
No, this isn't the yacht. This is like the.
It is is it the classic wooden cruiser?
I think this is the comfortable like. Well,
Like a Chris Craft?
This is comfortable. Like 8 people fit on the boat, but like you can hold 10. This is that type of boat.
So is it a pontoon?
Yeah, I like how you squeezed that numerical rating in. That was good. 8 out of 10.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know if it's a pontoon. I see.
It's not a pontoon boat. This is a faster boat
This
than
is a Chris
pontoon.
Craft.
What is it? Donzi or something like that? Is that the Italian one?
This is not as sophisticated for a Donzi. I would say Chris Craft from the 1960s wooden, same boat that they had on Golden Pond.
This is like you're talking about like a Beach Boys boat type of
Yes.
vibe, you know?
Yeah. Because, I mean, I think even the boat on here, well, that's a typical bow rider type boat.
I'm the only one who hasn't even looked at the label outside of this. I got to check this thing.
I'll show you after the episode.
Yeah. So,
Let me see. Okay. Yeah, that's a nice little small power boat on a lake.
Yeah. Like
That is a rough lake, dude. Oh my
Right?
God.
it's maybe like Lake Michigan or something.
They should. That is not the lake that they should be doing that on right now. That is the wrong
that is
time.
not a fun pull.
Have
at
you?
all.
Okay, so I'm okay. So I lived at the beach for years and years, like 12 years of my life, and I'm used to that type of environment. When you go into the bay and whatever, and the size of the boat that deals with that kind of stuff, and then I moved here to the lakes, and it's just not the same at all. But I had never been on a lake on a rough day until
I don't think I've been
a couple
on.
years ago, and I had a jet ski out, and I was like, oh my God, it was beating me to death.
Oh, yeah.
It was awful. Absolutely awful. Because at least in the ocean,
like
you know,
flips,
you're going
maybe.
to,
You expect it.
you could, yeah.
Yeah, there's a different level of.
But it's because it's wind driven. It's not like there's a wave and then it goes by. It's like wave. So it's like pop, 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 pop. The whole way it just beats you to death. That's what this label is right now. Is basically everybody getting beaten to death. They need a beer at the end of that.
This water skier is definitely getting his leg workout. 'Cause he's got to use them like shock absorbers.
Just like the slaloms in
going down the moguls on a ski
that's it.
hill. Yeah.
Yeah, in the Olympics.
You ever watch the? It's an Instagram channel called Wavy Boats, and there's a whole slew of them. There are guys that actually perch themselves on jetties on inlets, particularly this one in Miami called Haulover Inlet. And I guess when the tides are coming in and going out, it gets tumultuous. Like the waves are just, you better know how to navigate it. And these guys just perch up on this jetty with cameras and watch the boats go back and forth, and they put it up as content on this Instagram channel. The stuff they catch is so entertaining.
All right, you got to send me. You have a lot of time.
It is
apparently.
amazing.
You watch
No, I mean,
all this crazy stuff. There's like
usually
5 links.
Usually my I'll stay in bed on Saturday mornings or Sunday mornings and just kind of scroll through it. But
It's not going to be as entertaining as Broadway Uncensored.
it
That's
is
the other
just
one.
as
Okay.
entertaining
Is
because
it?
sometimes the boats get into real trouble.
Wow,
And
that
like
is-
all these people are waving to the camera and they're overloaded.
blown off the boat.
And all of a sudden the water starts coming over the front of the boat and they're like they're trying to scoop the water out. They're panicking and like,
Okay.
we got a sinker.
Yeah, I need to follow this then.
It's great.
All right, we got to get a list of these.
It's fun watching people put their lives in danger.
Okay. On that note, what's your beer rating, Jim?
I would say, similar to yours, I would say 3 lemon slices.
Okay, you should give this about a 75%.
Yeah.
All right.
I mean, that's all I've been given. If you're talking about 4 lemon slices, I mean,
Well, it's
I
just
don't want to
my
give it a
rating.
full lemon.
Give it your own rating.
Yeah.
Well, if it were
but
cut
does
into eighths, I
Yeah.
would say 7/8 of a lemon. Yeah.
Now he's just totally messed the rating up. I don't even know anymore.
Well,
I don't even know anymore.
What if you go out? What if you go of 7? Yeah.
Yeah.
7 out of 8 ain't
7 or
bad.
8. That's fine.
That works.
Yeah.
So it's good.
Yeah.
All right.
I liked it.
I do too.
I'll
I think
buy
it's
it.
good. This should be readily available for everybody. You should be able to find this in most grocery stores, I think, around this time of year.
Yeah.
It's a good one to give a shot. If you want something refreshing, if you're going to have a grill out or whatnot, this is a good thing to have.
Yeah.
I would say this is an easy drinker for anybody. Even people who aren't big beer people would enjoy this. And people who are big time beer people who have way more, exotic and complicated tastes and whatnot, I think that they could still enjoy this. I don't think this is not an offensive beer in any way, shape, or form.
No.
I think it's done well with their 155 years of recipes and whatnot. I think old Jamie or whatever his name was, the original Leinenkugel, had it down right.
Germans pride themselves on getting things right.
Yes, and then staying exactly to that no matter what. Never deviate.
That's right.
All right, cool.
No innovation. Get away.
Good. They're good at engineering.
They are.
All right. Well, hope you guys liked it. Give it a shot. Try it out. Check us out on Instagram at the Ales and Tales Podcast. And then, of course, on our YouTube channel. If you're listening, you can check us out on YouTube. And if
And
you're
Facebook,
watching, yep, and on Facebook, give us some comments. Let us know what you think. Give us some ideas if you have ideas for beers we should try. And until then, cheers.